Hi and welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. In this video we're gonna tie the Hoover Shrimp. I know about the name, it's like I messed up. It's Hoover Shrimp, but it's kind of mimic the shrimps when they're hovering in the water. But at that time I couldn't, the difference between the two words, hover and hoover. And actually Hoover Shrimp, it's a Hoover Shrimp, Hoover. I think it's better, so I'm gonna stick to the name, I'm not gonna change it. It's Hoover Shrimp, that's the way it is. So yeah, we're gonna tie, I like to have this fly in a size 4, okay? When I sell it, it is you guys like it in size 6, but I always like it in size 4 because when I use these, on the spots I use this fly, the shrimps are usually quite big, and the fish really like a big shrimp. So I find the size 6 it's a little bit small for my taste, so I tie it in a size 4. So actually I would like to show you tie it in size 4. So as you can see, this is the, and as always, I will put a link to the skip the intro, skip the intro directly to the fly tying, and also a link to my sponsor, Nordisk Fiskeutstyr, and to my Patreon page if you want to become a patron. So yeah. So as you can see, this is a different color. It's a fluorescent Chartreuse mixed with natural and a little bit of black. And I use seal's fur for this fly. For you guys that don't can get a hold of seal's fur, I will put in some substitute for the materials as always. You can use some natural fur. I've tried to tie this with rabbit fur, but it gets too dense, So maybe some SLF or something. Yeah, I will put down in the description. So I have pre-mixed a dubbing for this fly. This mix is, when I mix this, I use 1 pack of seal's fur natural, 1 pack of seal's fur fluorescent Chartreuse, and I use 1/3 of black. Do not overdo it with the black. When you look at this, it seems like it's almost nothing, but when you dub it, it gets nice and dark. So try not to overdo it with the dark. So this is a perfect color blend. You can see here, nice and greenish. So that's the dubbing, and for the antennas, I'm using Opossum. And here you can see this is actually pink, and this is what I could get a hold of. I was buying in some fur patches and they didn't have it in natural, so I just bought the pink one. And it really doesn't matter, you're using the black tips and the cover here, so pink is okay, but originally I used natural, the white one. So yeah, so I'm using just the pink one. And for this fly, I love these shrimp eyes, fluorescent, super fluorescent white. They are, they really glow up, in the water, and I love them. So, but they're for this fly, it's important to tie them in correctly, because if you tie them too far back, your tippet would kind of hang up on it, and you have to make sure they don't spread out too much. That is also a problem. The shrimp eyes, they are close on a natural shrimp. So yeah, I will show you down here. And there are some other techniques I have developed after a few years with this fly, so I'm going to show that as well. A hook is the Gamakatsu F314 in a size 4, as I'm going to tie it here in size 4. And I'm just using some white thread. And some super glue. I always like to use super glue. Yeah. Okay. Cheers. Some coffee. Beautiful. Okay, that's it. Let's go. So here you can see the fly, and as you can see, this is one of my shrimps. I've used this fly. This is the end of my tippet. I like to leave the tippet if it's a fly I've used. And the most important with this fly, the most important is the profile. It needs to be tapered. It needs to look like a shrimp profile. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and also to make it durable. If you can feel my flies, they are nice and hard and strong. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's put in the hook. I'm just going to show you the same one in this is natural color, naturel. And here there's a natural fur with a 1/3 with black. This I mix it like the other one. So 1 pack of natural and 1/3 of a pack black. So it looks like this. Perfect. Okay. And also I'm going to show you this one. This is a small one in a size 6. And here I like to tie it in a size 6 because it's sort of a trigger fly. And here there is natural seal fur mixed in with the ice dub hot pink, fluorescent hot pink, UV. And the same, I use 1 pack of natural seal's fur and just 1/3, almost 1/4 of a pack. Do not overdo it because it will be too much. I like it like this. Okay, also with the fluorescent white ice. Okay, enough chatting. Let's start. With a hook, and these hooks are so good. I really love them. I'm gonna start off in the middle just by fastening our thread. And now actually we're gonna start off, I'm gonna move our thread all the way back to so the thread is aligned with the barb. And now we're actually gonna do the part. I see most of you guys are struggling with this part because you think the fibers is too short to tie them in, but I'm going to show you. Just pull out some fibers, and the most important is to use these 2 fingers and pull them like that and put them on top of each other. This will actually make the fibers to align up the fibers. Yeah. Continue. And I roll it a little bit, do it one more time, and pinch it, and hold it, and pull out any loose fibers. Now don't let go, go directly down, pinch the hook and the fibers, slack turn up and pull. And then I just tie forwards first to lock it down. Don't mind the butts. And lift this one up, and then we're going to go down a little bit, about 1 millimeter past the barb, but there and up again. And as you can see, on a size 4 I want a little bit more, so we're going to do this 2 times. On a size 6 that would work, that would be perfect, but on a size 4 we also need to, you know, when you're going to tie a size 4, it also needs to look like a size 4 fly. So here we do it one more time. Pull, double it up, pull, align the fibers, pinch, hold it, pull out any loose fibers, move your thread all the way down, go all the way back and forwards again. And now I'm going to show you another trick. You know, before I did this turns underneath there and super glued it, now I'm actually using a monofilament. This is 0.50 millimeters mono. These are leftovers from when I make shrimp eyes. So I save these, and look. Then you don't need to use any form of super glue. Tie it down like that. Go up again, and it's so important that this mono is aligned with, you know, underneath, so it don't come up like that. Go down and just pull up the fibers, snug it underneath, pull it and pinch it with your finger and tie it down, and go down to the fibers, up again. That's it. Now you don't have to mess with any super glue, and this will never come off. Ta-da! There's a nice trick for you. And also, this helps with the taper of the body. This widens out this part, and this part needs to be thick, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna snip out a small section of the opossum. And I'm making sure I'm getting a lot of the tips. Like this. I'm gonna show you up here. You see, and I'm gonna pinch over the dark, the black stuff, and open it up and pull out all this stuff. You don't want that. Pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, and as you can see, I have a good bunch here, because this is, as I say, this is a size 4. If you want to tie a size 6, a little bit less, okay? And then I'm gonna hold here. I'm gonna pull out the white tips so they kind of extend a little bit. But this you have to practice, because if you pull too long, these are gonna fall out. They are not, you have to, yeah. So let's tie it in. So after pulling, the tips out, you're gonna measure it. It's gonna be a little bit shorter than this part. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to give you a measurement. About there. Pinch over it, lock it down, go back. Now I'm making sure that this is on the top. This needs to be on the top. So I'm pulling this up as I go down, go forwards again. Very, very nice and tight. It's very, very nice and tight. Make sure it's on the top. That looks perfect. I'm gonna manipulate the fibers a little bit, like that. Just press the fibers. You want them to go up. And then we're gonna tie down these parts. You see, this helps the taper of the body. Now snip this off in an angle, like that. That will also help with the taper. And now I'm gonna help this part out with some super glue, because the opossum fibers are very slippery, and as you see, I tied in a good bunch of fibers, and if you don't do that, they have a tendency to slide down on the sides, and I don't want that. So just a little bit super glue up here all the way around. It's gonna help it out. And also it's gonna help out the dubbing we're gonna have here to support the eyes. And these are actually annoying me, so I'm gonna snip them off. Okay. And now we're gonna make a dubbing support ball, or it's called the abdomen of the shrimp. So these is gonna be from the hook point to the tying point over there, okay? So let's start. And now this is so important, okay? This is very, very important. You need to do this step by step, because if you put on too much, this fly is not gonna last for you. So as you see, I'm making sure this is a thin dubbing noodle. Very thin dubbing noodle. Can you see? Yeah. And I'm making sure my finger is up here. I'm gonna tie down the first, and I'm also gonna make sure to pull it a little bit, twist. All the way back. I really love this color, and I've made and sold a lot of them, and the feedback is so good. People are catching fish like, the Hoover Shrimp is become very popular, and one of my top selling flies. So yeah, okay, very thin. That's one time, and I'm gonna do it again. This is a size 4 fly, so we need to make a size 4 fly look like a size 4. I'm sorry. So go back another time. Dub, 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 rap-a-tap-a-tub, like so. And make sure you comb it for every time. Lock it, lock it, lock it, lock it. And here, as you see, with the thread, I'm going jung, 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 and this locks down the hackle. And now we're gonna brush it, and I'm brushing up on the sides. Not too much, just a little bit. And I'm holding everything, and I'm making a tying point. This is the point where the eyes should stop, and it's just by the hook point over there. Cleaning up. I'm gonna put in. Now we're gonna tie in the eyes, shrimp eyes, and here I'm using easy shrimp eyes. These are beautiful. I love them. And now I'm making sure. Can you see? I don't want the eyes to go past the hook bend. I want them to be aligned, and for that, as you see, this notch here is not aligned with the hook point. I have to pull it a little bit back, almost 2 millimeters, because if you put them out there, this is gonna make this is trouble for you when it comes to your tippet. I've tried this so many times, it doesn't work for me. So, and it probably won't work for you either. So make sure the eyes are aligned. Don't go past the hook bend. Make sure. So about there, as you can see, the notch is about 1 to 2 millimeters past this point, hook point. So when I hold there, you see this is too long. So snip off the tip. Make sure the riffles are on the top. Again, couple of millimeters there. Pinch it with your thumb. Take a couple of two loose turn, and I'm just gonna tie them in. And this, now I actually have to tie over the part where the notch is, you know? And that's, I like that, because then I can make the eyes kind of go a little bit close like that, okay? So tie over, go back, make sure you're aligned with the hook point with your thread. Go back again. All the way down. As you see, this is helping out with the taper of the body. And they are a little bit close. I'm gonna pull them out a little bit. That's perfect. That's perfect. I don't want them to go any more out. If you absolutely want to, do it, but believe me, it's gonna make trouble. It's gonna make trouble for you, okay? So again, super glue. And this is super glue. It's not for making sure the eyes are where are they supposed to be, but this is also gonna help with the making a durable body. Very thin layer of super glue. On the top, around. Of course you can, you know, if you use a lot of time on the dubbing, it will be durable, but with the super glue, yeah, it's much more durable. So we're gonna start there, dub up and back again. That's gonna help out with the tapered body. Yeah. So again, a small amount of dubbing, very, very thin noodle, very, very thin dubbing noodle. Don't overdo it, okay? So I'm using a lot of friction with my fingers to do this. So help out with the finger to tighten it up. Like that. And then go back down again. And now the fly is gonna be quite bushy. But we're gonna fix it up at the end. And stop by when the thread is aligned with the hook point, like that. Making sure it's nice and tight, pull it and twist. Make sure it's thick enough, nice and thick up here. And then we're gonna taper it out. And here it's very important to taper it out very thin, because then you're making sure you get that nice shrimp tapered body, you know. Use your finger. Don't rush it. Make sure you go like chung, 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 chung. Don't rush it. Don't rush down. You need to make sure the thread is locking down every fiber of this seal's fur. Okay, chung. Don't rush it, don't rush it, don't rush it. Comb with your finger. You're gonna end up with nothing. Bare hook. And finish off with a head. That's important with the Hoover shrimp. The proportions, so it looks like a shrimp. That's the whole idea. This is kind of one of the flies for me that looks like a shrimp. But it doesn't look like it has the right proportions now. So we're gonna brush it a little bit. Just a little bit. Don't overdo it because we have the perfect profile in there. I'm gonna take our scissors and we're gonna align it. There's the tip. So I'm gonna snip it at the halfway point. Make sure you don't ruin your scissors by clipping on the hook eye. Now it's nice to have a rotary vise. There we go. Oh, look. Ooh. I love this fly. I love it. I love it. I love it. But of course you can do some turns around here to make it stand up a little bit more, but you know, it saves me time, and I tie a lot of these flies, and if something can save me some time, I like to do that, and I like to mention it to you guys so you can also learn these tricks. So there's this Hoover shrimp. Hoover shrimp, Hoover shrimp. And we're gonna finish off by, I'm gonna use my lighter. And if you are using synthetics, please be careful with the fire. The synthetics will melt. It could burn your fingers. This is seal's fur. It kind of it doesn't melt that fast. It doesn't catch on fire that fast. So be careful. I'm gonna use the heat. I'm gonna heat it up to make a nice profile. Like that. Oh, look at this fly. This amazing fly. You should try it. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna finish off with some varnish. And the Hoover shrimp is done. I love this fly. This is a fly for me. This is a real fish catcher. I will never ever leave without it. And again, I'm dunking this with, I'm really putting on some varnish because this part of the fly is fragile, you know. So it doesn't matter if the varnish soaks into the front of the fly here. That doesn't matter at all. There's a natural. Look at them. I love them. They are so nice, and I also made one pink one. Is it room for it? Oh, come on. Share the space, guys. Sharing is caring. Whoa! There they are. Yeah. Okay, so that's the Hoover shrimp. I hope you like that. I hope you understand me when it comes to dubbing techniques, but as you see, I use a lot of super glue, but it's also the super glue is not a substitute. That is important to say. It's not a substitute for any technique. It's just a way to make the fly more durable. And also, when you have just a dubbing body, I've been tying this fly for many years. I tied a lot of them, and I see when I do it like this, they can withstand many fish. So it's just a tip for me. If you don't want to use super glue, don't do it. But yeah, I've tried it out and it works. Okay, so that's the Hoover shrimp. And as always, I have the full material list down in the description. You can go down and see, and I will find some substitute for the Hoover shrimp. I think something is called like natural fur, or you have the UV2 Scud. I don't know. I know what dubbing you can use. I'm gonna put down substitute in the description, and also link to my sponsor Nordisk Fiskeutstyr, and to my Patreon page if you want to become a patron. Another sip of a coffee. And that's the Hoover Shrimps. I'll see you in the next one, okay? Goodbye.